Hippo here. So today we're taking out the Albemarle, and it's been a while, and I just realized today that I don't see anyone on YouTube playing this ship here. I see a few in battle, but that's it. It must be like one of the least played ships in the game, I think. So first, let's just have a look at my build here. So this is an agile build, and I'm using Tenant, and he's fully upgraded. So I'm having a shooter in Baltimore and Takao, and then Ingenious, full speed, Velocious, steer clear, and fully packed. So very standard. So here, just go through my mods here. They're also exactly the same. And don't forget to switch your plane to the radar. So 2.4 rudder and 37 knots. So one of the less agile of the agile cruisers, but still absolutely very powerful ship. And I said, I never see anyone play this ship here. It's very, very rare, and honestly, I don't understand why. It's super powerful. It has awesome HE, the same fire chance that a Targo has, except it has only a 9 or 10 second reload instead of 15. It has torpedoes and single fire torpedoes at that, and of course it's got a radar, a really good radar. So it's a very, very good ship. You just have to be careful in it, but I mean that goes for every cruiser in the game. If you set yourself up to get citadeled, well, then you're going to get citadeled. And in other cruisers where you may get away with it, in Albemarle you will get citadeled. So and also make sure you realize that you cannot bow tank in this ship here. That bow armor is simply too thin to provide any sort of protection, at least against battleships. So as long as you know that, then the ship is awesome. And I run it with an agile build because I don't really think much else really works on the ship, because you have a radar, so you are kind of expected to make your way into the middle of the map. And since you can't really bow tank, you will have to just wiggle your way around shells and to a certain extent make use of islands, which I do in a minute. But this ability here to traverse open spaces of water with an agile build, that is useful. And honestly, I don't know how to play the ship without an agile build, because all you can do is sit at the back and fire HE, and then you are you're not using the ship to its fullest potential. You're not gonna be able to use your radar for anything useful until at least very late in the game, when there's a few less red ships. But what's the point of that? So I strongly recommend an agile build for this ship here. And remember, I said it was an excellent ship. I never said it was an easy ship, because it's definitely not an easy ship to play. Albemarle comes with a very, very high skill ceiling. So the better player you are, the more you can get out of this ship here. It's very simple. It's pretty much the opposite of, for example, a Cleveland, where it doesn't really matter how good, or let's face it, terrible you are at the game. You'll have a decent battle in Cleveland no matter what you do, basically, as long as you don't YOLO in. But that's not the case in Albemarle. You have to be a good player, and you have to have high level commanders. This is one ship that really eats insignias and promotion orders because you need a full agile build. That's the way this ship performs the best, I think. That's just my opinion, but that's what I do. So I don't understand why this ship doesn't get any more love in the community. And like I already said, yes, it's not a beginner ship, but very few ships are. So I don't see what the problem is. I think it is a very, very good cruiser. Just play it with a bit of thought. I remember when this ship came out, and I didn't have very high expectations because I was just looking at the Albemarle on PC, and then it turns out, for unknown reasons, that the Albemarle we got here on console was given a radar. So I mean, that changed the ship completely for me. And after Albemarle came out, I haven't really touched Wichita since then because Albemarle has torpedoes, and I just think they're so much more useful than a Wichita with no torpedoes. And Albemarle has the same radar as Wichita, and it is a little bit slower and like quite a bit less agile when it comes to rudder. But it's still an awesome cruiser, and I mean, like these days when I say less agile, it's actually very very agile because the rudder is 2.4 seconds. And back in the day, before all the different buffs and nerfs happened to ships, I considered Charles Martel agile with a 3.4 second rudder, I think it was. But that's nearly 2 years ago now. So these days, a 2.4 second rudder is considered slow for a tier 7 cruiser, and I mean that's not really fair. It's just because so many things have changed since then. And on another note, this map here, Trident, is one of the actually quite few remaining maps where all three spawns are as far apart. So like it doesn't mean that when you start the game, everybody can shoot at everybody. That's been like a weird theme lately at Wargaming, where they move the spawns closer together. It's like, I don't understand it. It's very very strange. Really really weird actually. For example, that's what they did on the new Shards map. Well, not the new map, but the map here recently. They changed the spawns and they moved them closer together, and that map is just horrible now. Like it's terrible. Like I understand people, well, I used to understand people who don't like the map because it's a kind of special map. Yeah, I get it. But now it's just a mess. I don't know what they were thinking, and I am really disappointed because it was my favorite map. But I think actually Trident, this map here now, is one of my favorite maps. And I just don't understand what could possibly make them think that moving the spawns closer on a map that's already very very tight is a good idea. Yeah, who knows? It's just very very strange, beyond belief. So like, to get back to the game here, I like quirky non-meta ships, and Albemarle is definitely one of those ships because, like I said, not many people play it. And sort of the same situation with Edinburgh, not to the same extent. I see very few Edinburghs out there. It's all Clevelands, Weimars, Ochakovs, like all the pretty, I'm not gonna say easy cruisers, but the ones that I don't think are fun and don't really give any sort of challenge really. Speaking of Cleveland, there's one here. So now I much prefer, yeah, like I said, the quirkier ships. Like Hipper, I don't know how quirky that is, but I don't see many people playing it. Albemarle and Edinburgh and anything that's a little bit out of the ordinary and requires a little bit of like a different play style, where you're not just sitting like this guy here, angled, moving away and firing HE. I mean, that is the most boring thing I can possibly imagine in this game here. Absolutely terrible. So that's why I don't play those ships, and I probably never will. Charles Martel, the French tier 7 cruiser, is another cruiser you don't see very often, and it's also like a kind of a niche ship for odd reasons, because it's really really good, just like Albemarle. But people don't tend to play it. Everybody seems to be playing Baltimore's and Cleveland's and yeah, Wichita's and all that stuff. Yeah, not my kind of thing. So under normal circumstances, I would just attack this Cleveland here off to my left and see if I couldn't get rid of him with torpedoes. But as it is now, I'm pretty low on health, so I am, which is very unlike me actually. I'm taking it a little bit easy here, just to see what will happen in the next minute or so, because this game is still open. We are about equal, except on points. We are far ahead, but ships, it's not that different. So I'm just trying to just basically waste this Cleveland's time here, because I still have 2 destroyers, and I don't want him to start fooling around with those. So just gonna keep him on this side of the map until at least this hood is gone, and I can try to actually do something nasty to him. But like I said, I'm not going to take him on because I don't think I have enough hit points to actually win a one-on-one with that guy. And that's pretty much exactly the reason I like Albemarle in ships like this. Because in this situation, if I have to win this battle against the Cleveland, I have to be inventive, and I have to be like tricky, and I just can't rush out and shoot my guns and angle like he can, and that's pretty much all he can do, and that's why that ship is just the most dreadfully boring ship in the game. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, the only one is even close is Baltimore. They play about the same. Oh, terrible ships. But no, like I said, Albemarle, if you are going to go into this thing here, you need to have a plan, and it has to be a little bit more sophisticated than angle and shoot, and that's the fun part. That's the fun part, and that's why I like quirky ships and like setting up situations where you get the advantage. But in this case here, the battle actually finishes before I get to take him out. But as long as he's kept busy here on the other side of the mountain, he cannot set my ships on fire. So as soon as the battleship are out of his range, which will be in any second now, or not out of range, but behind the mountain so he can't reach them, then I might actually try and rush him, because by now our victory is pretty much secured. And that's what I was trying to set up, a little bit of an ambush here, but then he decided to radar me, so I was like, oh, okay, well, the surprise is off. So I'm just gonna wait for the radar to go away, and then see what is going to happen. So I think he's close enough now. I can see that he's 3 kilometers away, and that's close enough to rush him with torpedoes. So because he has to push in, he's going to lose the battle, but he's going to lose it no matter what. So I don't really know why he's pushing in. He might as well just stay out there. But like I said, 3 kilometers, that should be doable. And I healed up to nearly 20,000. So it's more equal now. So we're going to see if we can finish him off here. But he's already assumed the Cleveland position and doing this stuff here. I was like, there's nothing. Well, there are things more boring than chasing a Cleveland. There's probably chasing a battleship. But I hate situations like this. But anyway, that was luckily the end of the battle there, because that would have been a dreadful chase. So that was Albemarle for you guys. And like I said, I don't know why the ship is so underrated and nobody plays it, nobody likes it, nobody talks about it, because I think it's great. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.